Hey guys, back with another Echoing Thoughts podcast here, episode number 110. And what a banger of a episode this is going to be. The moment update just launched last night. I'm recording this Thursday morning. Really locked in. I had a bit of time to play the game, see what it was like, and kind of give you guys a little bit of an insight on what I am focusing on, what I'm doing, and how I'm approaching. There's so much that's going on, so many events, so many things to take advantage of. 2 pages of patch notes. We're going to get into that first. And there's a little bit of everything for everyone. Free to play up to the top whales. I mean, people have been going crazy on the Exalt stones, which I did call, by the way, but I have to do shout out Bobo. Um, that he was the one that sort of mentioned this event sort of cap to me. So the idea was a little bit taken off of Bobo. So shout out to him. But I'm sure a lot of people hopefully made your gains, hit your free stones, and got those Necros, got those Abso, hit whatever you wanted to hit. Um, Let me know in the comments below how you guys did on the just the post patch hype. And but yeah, we're gonna get into this one because this is gonna be a long one and a lot to unpack. All right, so we'll start off with Lynn, page part 1. Okay, so instead of kind of going through these patch notes at these skills, I was super hyped on Lynn. I'm not gonna lie, it's going to be my second main. I'm gonna talk about what I'm doing on this because I'm super hyped about the support, the possibilities, this crossover between a bishop and a Sia, and the amount of support that they can have. So let's just jump into it right here. I have not gotten to 5th job yet, but I'm gonna get there today. So once I get to 193, I got these typhoon growths. Unfortunately, I was not able to get it. Oh, there's a mag one. Unfortunately, I was not able to. I messed up on getting my third one, so I have to wait a little bit to get to 200. But I'll get there today with the amount of events. Oh, there's no early hot time today. Perfect. Sorry, I thought it was. But anyways, my Lynn. So this is how invested I am in Lynn and how excited I am. And I think you guys should be too, whether it's a main, whether it's a bossing mule, or just playing, enjoying the class, because the support and utility that it provides is actually huge. So first off, the skills, it is known for this focus skill. Okay, so essentially what it is, it's like Paladin's Divine Echo, where you can bond to somebody and choose them, okay, and do all of these, provide all of these buffs for them. So for one is this focus heal. So this is actually super, very strong. So it's 120-second cooldown, 2 minutes, but for 30 seconds, it's going to get continuous 3% HP recovery. And I think it's every second. So I'm going to press my G right here. Oh wait, I need to target myself. So now you can see up here, this is who I targeted as my focus. So if it's just solo player, it's going to be me. Okay, so now it automatically procced, I think. So make sure that you take it off of your pet, okay? But this is, it's actually 5 it's actually 5% HP because I think it gets buffed later on. Yeah, here it is. Here's the change continuous to 5%. Okay, so it's actually a ton of continuous HP healing for you or whoever you focus on, but make sure that unlike me, you take it off of your pet. So I put these on. These are the 2 big healing skills. Okay, this one, the target heal, and this one is another one later on. But that is the first job skills. And remember, this is the main skill. So if you played Arrow, obviously last class, they like to do this where they have your level 1 skill as the main, and then it slowly gets improved all the way up to 4th job. And this is kind of the final damage, okay? So it's actually pretty good. It's not bad. I would say it's not bad, but it's definitely not anything special. But the nice part is it's not clones, okay? So it's all going to be cap lines. It's going to be huge damage. So we'll go through these skills quickly, but this is a dash right here. It has charges to it. It has 5 charges, and it's pretty sweet, actually. I'm not going to lie. So the nice thing is here, you can kind of up jump, and you can kind of be a rope lift here. And then you can obviously dash vertically, horizontally, whatever you want to do. So it has 5 charges. And it kind of recharges on its own. Okay, so it's pretty good. Just slowly and surely. You can see there it is right there again. But that is a main skill, the main mobility, besides your double jump. You don't have the up jump, whatever you call it. But yeah. And then Lynn obviously has its 3 main sort of summons. Penny, it has Pan, which is the bear, and the last one is Payon. So it has 3 sort of just 3 little passive attacks, animals attacking for you. So you see it's kind of sweet. The bird flies around, tracks, targets mobs. So it's really nice. Okay. That's kind of the main concept of the boss, the class. And then it has this place down skill, focus support, and you can kind of figure it out, right? It's not that crazy. But the real special thing about it is that this is another heal right here. So for 10 seconds, it's going to continuous HP recovery for 60 seconds to the entire party. So this is actually a great cooldown. So you see right here, I place it down and it's just going to heal 4,000 ticks. And then on top of that, if you want to focus heal there, so it's a lot of healing. You can kind of really do a lot of support healing. If you're like the Damien altars, or if you're just trying to keep people alive, it's a great option. And it looks like there's no nearby. So there's no, it's kind of hard to tell what the range is right now, but there appears to be some sort of range to it. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But here's again, this is what I did for the wheel. I'm not sure if it's right, but what I did is because I don't like, it's a little bit clunky, I think. These skills is Predator's Blow, Roar, and then Raid. And then I even put this Earth Pulverization on it because it's a placedown skill. So this is what I have as a preset. And I have it in this order because Raid is obviously the biggest, hardest hitting skill. And it actually seems to be okay comboing these 2 skills together because Predator's Blow is a little bit delayed, but I put it second because it has a little bit of a dot damage. So it has a 12-second dot damage here over Roar. So let's see if we can kind of wait to see what it looks like here. But that is my rotation. I like, since they're all on a 30-second cooldown, I sort of put them separate on its own preset because I can use it on, when I want to. I don't feel like if I have to dodge or move or avoid a mechanic that I don't want to like be caught in a delayed skill, right? So I have this here and then use this on my own. Okay, so like this is what it looks like. There it is, Raid. So if I just hold this down. So that was kind of the whole combo there. It feels kind of long, right? So play around with it, feel what's right for you. But here's my skill wheel as well. This is like a blink to the person you're focusing on. Okay, so it feels like the use is it's a pseudo blink. Oh, it's a 3-minute cooldown. Whoa. That feels really long. So I don't really know the purpose of it, but 3-minute cooldown, it feels like it just allows you to get back to the person you're focusing and then heal them, right, if they need it, or protect them with an iframe. Okay, so that seems like the use for that. Not really sure if I should put that here since it's a long cooldown. But here, this yellow skill here is a party iframe in the zone. Okay, so again, don't want to put that on your pets. I don't even think you can. But here it is. It's like a shell. So it doesn't follow you, you just put it down. So it's nice. You can put it down like in the corner for Damien or in a spot, and then you can move. So it's like a Pathfinder's bubble in a sense, but it's an iframe. 5-second iframe and on 90 seconds. So it's actually pretty valuable in my opinion. This is good for like Will as well. For Yellow Eyes, a good option. So it has insane support with the heal, the focus heal. It has this sort of party heal, and then it has this party iframe, and then it actually has 3 iframes. It's kind of weird though, but so this support flight skill is also an iframe, 2-minute cooldown. and your party members again get it. Okay, so like here, if I press R, it just feels like that was pretty quick. So it's like, again, use it. I think one of the things I really like about Lynn is that, and what makes great like support players take advantage of it, like great Sias, great bishops, and in this case Lynn's, is those players that know how to be proactive with their support skills, right? They're not being reactive. So for example, a reactive class is a paladin or even a phantom, where if someone dies, you use single res, right? Or mass res. But like a proactive support is like a Sia or a bishop or a Lynn in this case, where you know a screen crack is coming, and for arc you can use your iframe to keep the team alive. Or if you know in will that yellow eyes is coming, you can use something to keep it alive. If you know the skill rotation, or if you know Damien, you know dash is coming, you can dodge that. Things like that, right? If you know the skill rotation, it really helps save the team, especially in those specific situations where you need to have it, where you need to stay alive for this one attack. For example, like in Vihila, we're having a hard time with certain skills. Lynn, Bishop, Sias all can really help keep the team alive in certain situations. Okay, if they know how to preemptively use their iframes. Okay, so and rotate through them. So that's why I really am interested in Lynn and their skill. I haven't even got to fit job yet, so I'm excited to see what that is. But it feels pretty good so far. I'm really having a good time with it, and the EXP is actually insane. The EXP is insane. So I'm excited to get going on that. But that is just Lynn. This is like I've been talking for 10 minutes just on Lynn because that's how good I think the class is. And it's definitely a great bossing mule and can provide a lot of utility I think a lot of people are going to like. So fifth job here, they have even more. That's the hyper skill. They have a burst skill. They have, this is a burst skill too with Penny. And they can do a bonded final damage buff to your aggro, whoever you want to do it with. Okay, so, and it also gives a shield. This one gives a shield as well. Restores you and your party members' HP, and it gives a buff where it's a protective shield. So a lot of utility, healing, iframes, and also shields is just a great way, a lot of utility to cycle through when your team needs, okay? All right, so let's get back into the patch notes because there's a lot to unpack here. My gosh. So solo mode players, this is actually huge. So basically what you want to look at here is what sort of requirements you need and what the drops are. Okay, so again, we'll just go into game and we'll see. So bosses, Lotus single mode, okay, offers the same amount of coins. The only downside is you don't get the option of getting the mask. Okay, same for Lotus. Hard mode, don't get the option of the eye patch. Lucid, a little bit less. Dreams, 7, but they don't. It obviously doesn't drop anything, so it's actually pretty huge. And same for Gloom. Okay, so Gloom, we obviously don't know how much this is, but I assume this is probably the same. And then, but you don't get the option of the ring. And then Archon, haven't even cleared this, so I don't even know. But I assume it's pretty similar. It's just, again, you're not going to get the chance of the signet. And then Will, same thing. You don't get the box. 140, 140. Guys. So my biggest takeaway from this is a great, like, future proofing, right? So down the line, they're already, like, the fact that you can do solo mode Will and get everything except for the actual chance of the Will box is huge for bossing mules, for free-to-play players that have a hard time finding teams, for someone that maybe your like schedule doesn't line up, you can't make a scheduled runtime, you can still be able to clear and do content and like get kind of the main rewards, right? Because these drops, well, it's like the 1% of the 1% anyways, right? Signets I haven't seen drop in forever. Like these, the only thing that really drops pretty consistently is the Gloom Ring. But then even if you're star forcing it, it doesn't even guarantee that you're going to hit, right? So it's just something that is pretty, I think it's very interesting to look into. It just provides more options, right? I think life happens, especially for like the mobile player base, where the reason why we like a mobile over like PC is because you can do a lot of things auto, but also we're busy, right? We don't have time to grind everything out. So the fact that you have flexibility in your bossing schedules, like time zones, is a huge factor for a lot of our player base here with East Coast and West Coast, and even Hawaii time. So it just allows for people options, right? And it's really exciting. I think that's a great, insane feature that they kind of just gave to us all at once, right? And you even get the chance of primals, which is still very, very good. Okay, so big fan of this. You guys know I love solo mode. I'm excited to get my Lynn in some solo mode content, Lotus and Damien at least. And then, I can move around my alts on my boss and mules onto my teams accordingly. So it is actually such a great advantage flexibility wise. And I'm really one of my favorite parts of this patch. And that's saying a lot because there's a lot of great things in this patch. Shout out to Nexon for real. All right, so next is this Forest of Erda thing. This is for what levels? Level 220 and above. Man, these things are tanky. Guys, these things are tanky, but it gives a lot of EXP. So it's basically the edge of space for 220 plus. You get free 60 days. And the nice thing is you can kind of stack it over time. So if you don't have time to do an hour, like you can kind of stack it up and maximize your EXP buffs as well based on what kind of your situation. So it's good EXP, actually insane. Okay. And this is all dude, like my paladin, I had to use my training nodes, put on training nodes, had to put my Abso hammer on, and I still could not one-shot some of these mobs. I don't know if it was me, if I was doing something wrong, but goodness gracious, these guys were absolutely tanky as heck. But this amount has, wait, amount of EXP the amount space amount of EXP obtained from the currency. Yeah, so this is it's a cool feature. I mean, EXP is just soaring right now. Like the amount of EXP people are getting is absurd. I'm speaking of EXP, right? The developers, shout out to them sharing a little insight, right? They wanted to make the adjust EXP, okay, for all levels. So if you didn't know, basically everyone got a free level once you logged into a character. Every single character. So my paladin gained a full level at 260. So if you're looking for that legion, just log into all these characters. All of these guys got a free level plus. Insane. Take the time. Take the time to do that. The EXP curve was wild. Dailies, do as much dailies as you can, like to get these daily hunts, to these daily tasks, and just now is the time to work on that legion. And look at this. Even the EXP fields, huge gain, and then arcane power. How? 75% at the highest level. People are going to be zooming. 350 to 400 is it's pretty nice as well. And for equipment growth, appreciate them for sort of just talking about this. Sneaky, like underrated, but they talked about how it was a huge disadvantage. And I've talked about this before, how Necro route was so, like the Chaos route was so challenging because of the Mastercraft reduction scrolls that you needed. Those were very, very expensive and hard to craft. And this kind of came hand in hand with a lot of the other changes to make it easier for Chaos route, which generally is a lot of free-to-play players, undergeared players that can have the ability to get just higher chances of hitting Absolab, which is the end game, right? You want to get to Absolab because that's eventually going to get you to Arcane as well. So ensure that there just gives you more options. Huge, not just for for everyone, even whales like me that are using bossing mules. This is a great option as well. Okay, great option. Reducing the cost. We've been asking about this forever, and cut in half across the board. Love to see that. This sort of didn't really, they worded this weird, but you kind of get the picture, right? Everything just got cut in half. Looks like everything just got cut in half or even more. So huge. The maximum success rate for ratings also has been up to 50. Okay, so that's let's see. You can now claim Radiant 15 while optimizing Star Force 23 or higher. Okay, so that's a huge one as well. But this is it right here. So this failed Exalt attempts, basically what it's saying is it increased by 20%. Okay, so before, if you are using this a certain stone, 50% stone is the easiest. You're just going to do, if you fail, before it was 5% across the board, no matter what you failed, no matter what type of stone you used. But now it's 20%. So as you can see, the math be mathin', 50% stone, 10% bonus chance. So I need you guys to understand there's a clarification here, right? If you fail at 50% and then you get a plus 10%, your next stone is not going to be 60%. It's misleading, okay? It's a 50% chance still if you use a 50% stone plus an additional second roll at 10%. Let me repeat that if you guys don't know. Use a 50% stone. You fail. You get the 10% bonus. If you use a 50% stone again, you're going to get a 50% chance of passing the first time. And if you fail, you get a second kind of hidden roll chance at 10% success. It is not a 60% chance on your next roll. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And then so on and so forth. The next one, if you fail it again, it's not going to be 70%. It's going to be 50 plus an extra roll of 20%. So just keep that in mind. But that is why, like, sometimes if you see people failing like up to 30% or whatever, failing like 6 in a row or whatever, it's not 50%. It's not an 80% fail. It's, it's a 50% fail and then another 30% fail on a second attempt. So keep that in mind. But these are all huge, huge changes. We love to see it. We love to see it. This is just like the gains that people are going to make are huge. On top of that, the Necro, hello. I saw so many people hit Necros, so many people hit Absos last night, and I'm super excited for it because the economy is back. Like the stones, everything. Like the stigma stones have gone up tenfold. Oh shucks. I should just done stigma. The stigma in general. So these were up, these were like in the mid 3 bills, and now it's gone up again. This was in the low 2s, I'm pretty sure. Now it's gone up again with a ton of stones in the registry. So, and then our Arachno legit was like hovering in the 12 bills. Oh, I say mil before, I meant 12 bill for the stigmas. But anyways, these were down in the 12 bills literally yesterday, less than 24 hours ago. And now they're up to 18. So the market is responding. The market is like, the economy is insane. It's thriving, and that's good, right? That means people are attempting it. They're excited to rip this, right? So look at all these increased odds. The huge ones is this one, the Necro attempts. 8% is a lot, okay? I mean, granted, it's all relative, but it still feels like a lot, and people are hitting that. And then, man, Chaos Exalts. So this is a underrated thing they didn't really mention, but now it only costs 70 Chaos Crystals instead of 100. Same as the armors. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. It actually makes me super excited that I can actually make Chaos weapon routes because I have so many weapon powders that I am just dying to use somewhere. And now I can make Chaos fodders with that. So it just allows for another option. On top of that, a little side note here, you cannot use cross pistols and butterflies at the same time. But I didn't mention that before, but if you didn't see, Lucid now drops the, you can craft into Kraus stones. Let's see if they talk about it here. They don't. Okay, my bad. But yeah, basically you can now, oh yeah, here, or butterfly of dreams. That's huge, but it's only for armors, it looks like. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Only for armors, butterflies of dreams. And you have to use 70. but we'll take it, right? That's huge. People are going to be starting to farm Lotus, Damien, Lucid now, which is nice. And then Legion, another huge one. I love this quality of life one. I was playing around with it. So you get an extra grid. Okay. I think you got more players. But this is, just keep this in mind. You will get a refund. If you got refund of Legion ranks, is because of, they mentioned it below, right here. You get this. So make sure you claim that. But they just basically expanded the requirements here, right? Previous levels is this. Now it's this. So, but there's bigger gains, right? Previous, now you're going to get more members, way more members, which is huge. And then additional grid stages as the higher. So I think this is like 10,500 for the Supreme one. Yeah, right here. Oh, rank up. And then where's the 10,000? But anyways, yeah, it's I can just show you right here actually. Uh, 10.5, yeah. So I need 10.5 to get to this next level. But the huge benefit for this one, guys, is this quality of life. Oh my gosh, this is so nice. Now make sure you use this. You select your people, right? You can auto select it if you want, but I selected based on my EXP legions and my bossing for physical damage and magic damage. And then you can use this group select option here. Okay. And group select how you want it to go. You can manual it, obviously, but group select is sort of the play. So I'll show you how it works real quick. Where let's try to look at auto place. Like auto select here. Maybe just select whatever you want to do. And then you can choose this group select. So then you just boom, 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 boom. But if you want to manually do other things, you can just do this and then you can remove. Okay, so group select first, guys. And then if you're excess or whatever, then you can move it to however you want. And it shows you how many grids you have left. So keep that in mind here. And I have one too many here, 130, so 129. And you can just play around with it. Start with the group select and then take this off and then manually do it how you want to do it for those kind of excess pieces, right? So huge quality of life. I'm a big fan of this. And yeah, it made it so much easier. Daily sweeps. People are loving this. And for alts across the board, look into it. If you're really focused on Legion and Links, and it's mainly, time versus money, saving your time doing these sweeps. Like I did it on my main for all the symbols, cost like 12 mil. Worth it because that takes like half an hour of auto battle. So, and you got to keep your phone open. So it's kind of a pain. So this is a nice, and you can do it for whatever you want to do. Symbols, you can even do it for like lower levels too as well. You see? So up to all the quests below 140. So figure out how you want to do it, but it's a huge quality of life, time-saving change, obviously if you want to spend the mesos. Link skill improvements. I really didn't look into this too much, to be honest. I had to readjust my link skills, but it felt pretty similar. So there's a few changes in here, but for the most part, it felt a little bit the same. Auto quest improvements, just for convenience. New monster collections. So there's a new one here. Oh, for the will. Okay, so you got to do that. Okay. So a lot of small things here, and the Miyo boost. Remember, you got to be within 150. So make sure before your Lynn gets past 150, you use this Miyo boost and just play the game. Do dailies, things like that, and you get a lot of free resources. It's really nice. Make sure that whatever it is, you make a Bernie account, a Lynn, whatever it is, it's make sure it's within 150. Okay. So growth support for revamp. They revamped all of this. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff here. So for example, I did this on my Lynn. Okay. So as you can see, I have a ton of monster part coupons. So I did this on my Lynn. So all these stages here, you get a typhoon growth potion, Typhoon growth, but get 15 EXP nodes. 15 EXP nodes, actually huge, and a mag growth potion. So when you level to like close to 220, you can use that. And you got a lot of actually like 200,000 reward cards. So this helped me a lot with my hyper stats. Guys, this was actually a ton. So if you're going to do it during Moonfrag. This is where I got all the Monster Park coupons from too. Look at that. That's crazy. And I get a ton of EXP from this too. So like in the time of this video that I'm making it, I'm about to get to 193. I'm about to get 200. Just from Monster Park. Like you also get a lot of Dimension Evasions, but look how much Monster Park tickets I still have. Goodness gracious, guys. I'm gonna be doing this forever. But it's free EXP. Like I've been getting like 20 something % each time. So definitely want to take advantage of that. If if you're really invested in Lynn. Obviously you don't need it. Even the regular rewards is huge with the Edge of Space and the extra coupons as well. But if you're kind of invested in Lynn, definitely look into that. Look into this stuff. The EXP nodes are a ton. And a lot of other free cool stuff as well. So, and the growth potions. Yeah, they just give a lot of free stuff. This is kind of what I just talked about. The starters. This is for, you can buy this as well. Yeah, this is what I was talking about, the growth EXP potion. Oh, this is something separate, I think. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. Box rewards, improvements. And so this is what I talked about last time, right? In the last video about this abuse. They cut it out, right? There's no abuse happening. You can use it. It has to be non-tradable, which is actually an extra redundancy, I guess, to cover their bases, but only can be used on the same equipment once. Okay, so that's all it is. They just cut it out. Nice, right? And look, they allowed it kind of here. They allowed it here, and they wrote up a description. Okay, so just don't be caught off guard by this, please. Just use it once. Don't abuse it. Hit it, and just be grateful for the free stone, because I know a lot of people been hitting that. So shout out to them, congrats, and just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Packages, new pets, crystal box. If you want to do it, 16% chance, sure. Growth packages, if you use it for the new Lynn, is a good way to get crystals. And here, sneaky guys, don't forget this. This is a free 100 coins a day in the 10 and auto battle. Okay, so this is how you get there. It's actually, so like I leveled again, I gained 15%, and I'm gonna level. Honestly, do I even need to level? Like I honestly just feel like I'm just gonna keep doing Monster Park and see how much EXP I get. I don't know, guys. Let me just do this real quick. So I want to get this. How much percent is that? 9% to 2%. Nothing crazy. Wait, let me sweep this. 2% there. 6% there. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing my Monster Park. Like I have 60 tickets. Goodness. But here is how you got to go to event. Sorry, you got to go to event cash shop, recommended starter. Okay, and make sure you get this. Easy, free, guys. They don't give free. I think they messed that up. Shouldn't have been free, but just kidding. They gave it to us. So make sure you get that every single day. Remember, cash shop, recommended starter, free. Take it. We'll take it. Okay, and then Lynn boost packages. Yeah, this is the crystal packs I was talking about. You get a ton. And then more packages. They got some beefy packages. Good stuff. Yeah. So we'll talk about why these packages are so expensive. And then, you know, obviously Moonfrag is coming. But yeah, this is part 1, guys. Oh my gosh, what a monster. Part 2, let's get it.